Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Sixth MaskedSniper. Call me Bree. And not the fifth MaskedSniper, my god. Anyways, today we are doing story time with me. We're gonna be I'm gonna be reading one of my stories I wrote. Got a lot of views on my Quoted, if you all don't know what that is. It's basically a site you can publish stories that you wrote. You can make quizzes and polls. You could also roleplay on there, which I roleplay on there. And I have a story account. I can tell you my followers too. I have 1,362. Yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna go on here. We're gonna do we're gonna sort by popularity. Oh, well, we can't do popularity because it's just a random thing. Hold on. We're gonna do my latest story, which is called, it's called The School Psychopath. It's, the fifth masked sniper meets the sixth masked sniper. The headline is, Bree Anderson was a quiet kid, but had a very aggressive personality. Her ex-boyfriend Jaden found out she was a special agent and threatened to expose her if she even said much as a word to anyone. But when she switches classes from evening to morning, she meets Caleb, a tall 8th grader who seems to have interest in Bree when he finds out her issues. We're gonna read. Okay. Chapter 1. Black boots, long brown hair that barely goes past their shoulders, silver eyes, and a stone-cold heart. That's Bree for you. She was always the quiet kid in their class, and when they speak words that hits close to home. It was very rare for them to even speak their name. Most of the time, she would leave everyone clueless and leave them to figure it out themselves. Bree was short for her age, at 16, standing at 5 feet 3 inches, while also weighing 98.3 pounds, which they were the lightest in their class. It was normal. It was normal Tuesday. At least that's what everyone thought. Everyone walked into the Jennings School in downtown Akron, Ohio. Everyone sat down in class as the math teacher spoke. Okay, class, today we have a new student. The teacher pushed back her dark brown curls and pushed her glasses up her face as she held her clipboard close to her chest. Someone walked in the room, which everyone quickly looked down when they saw who it was. Bree, you're late again, the teacher spoke with annoyance in her voice as she sighed and rolled her eyes as Bree sat in the back of the class near the window. They wore their black long-sleeved shirt with black leggings along with their short black boots and camo hoodie. They laid their head back against the wall as they started to hum a song that everyone knew, and they only sang it when they weren't in a good mood. Everyone peeked casually at them, but quickly avoided eye contact. That's when a student stood 5 feet and 11 inches with long brown hair with a smile on his face walked in the room. Hey, Caleb, one student in front of Bree called out as Caleb sat behind Bree. He opened his book and started writing down notes. That's when he heard someone sniffling, as if they were crying. Hey, I think they're crying, one of Caleb's friends whispered to him, as he nodded his head towards the person. Caleb looked behind his friend to see the issue. He saw the person with their hood up, and they were wearing a black face mask, so it was hard to see their face. As he reached over to get their attention, the bell rang and everyone rushed out, including the person that he was reaching for. As Caleb and his friend placed their books in their lockers, Caleb caught the person in the classroom earlier, and he tapped on their shoulder gently while kindly asking, "Excuse me, are you okay? I heard you crying earlier in class." The student didn't reply. They just shook their head and went to turn away from them when they ran into someone taller than them and grabbed them by the front of their hoodie. "Watch where you're going," the boy said. He was 6 feet tall with short curly brown hair and brown eyes. He was also wearing a white hoodie with long gray sweatpants. "Jaden, put them down." Caleb's words were cut off when the hood of the person fell back, revealing long dark brown hair with silver eyes. It was a girl. Caleb got angry and pushed Jaden backwards, making them drop the girl to the ground with a thud. "Don't ever do that again," Caleb said as he pushed Jaden away from him and returned to the girl. "Are you okay?" he asked nicely and kneeled next to her while holding out his hand towards her. As she went to grab his hand, Jaden tackled Caleb and held him to the ground. "You don't ever talk to me in that tone of voice," Jaden said, tightening his grip on Caleb's hands. But right when Jaden went to punch him, someone grabbed his hand and flipped him backwards, making him get off Caleb, and slammed him against the ground. "Whoa," Caleb's friend Dominic said as he helped him up off the ground. Caleb looked more surprised than his friend was. The person that slammed him against the ground was the girl. Caleb spotted her books and picked them up off the ground. As he handed them back to her, she gave him a slight nod and walked off. Caleb, you okay?" Dominic asked as he laid a hand on his shoulder and gently shook him. "I'm fine. It's just, who is that girl? And why haven't I noticed her before?" Dominic removed his hand and closed his locker while talking. "Their name is Bree, with 3 eyes," Dominic said as he went through his notebook while walking with Caleb to lunch. "Why haven't I seen her before?" Caleb said while pushing his long hair behind his shoulder and holding his backpack on his right shoulder. "Maybe it's because you took evening classes and she takes morning classes," Caleb nodded as they continued to walk to the cafeteria. They said Jaden and his brother. It was weird. They saw Jaden and his brother, Jason. It was weird because Jason and Jaden looked nothing alike. Jaden had short curly hair with brown eyes, and his skin was darker than most others in the school. Jason, on the other hand, had short curly red hair with green eyes and had a skin tone brighter than his brother's and patches of brown in certain areas of his body. Caleb and Dominic sat down farthest away from Jaden. Right then and there, Caleb was about to say something, but 2 people collided, and it didn't end with a normal, "Oh, I'm sorry," or "Are you okay?" No, it had to be like, "Watch where you're going," and the girl with the long black braided hair pushed the girl, who happened to be Bree, to the ground along with her food tray. Caleb got up, and as he went to say something, Bree stood up and ran out, leaving her notebook and her backpack behind. As for Dominic, he dealt with the girl that pushed her, while Caleb followed Bree, but he quickly lost her. "Where did she go?" Caleb asked. That was Chapter 1 of the School Psychopath, the 5th Masked Sniper meets the 6th Masked Sniper. Stay tuned for Chapter 2.